Hi guys, welcome to the how to build video. This is a really simple video that's going to show you from scratch all the way up to building a full multi-level set. Okay, we're going to be covering things like ramps, but also how to convert your walls. So the purpose of this video really is to see how I basically construct. I don't have a plan in this video. I'm just going to make it up as I go along and never have a plan. So this will give you an idea of how I approach that as well. Now what we've done, we've chosen the fantasy set to show this for you, okay? But it doesn't matter whether you've got the fantasy terrain or whether you've got the sci-fi terrain. Both sets work out exactly the same as far as how they're tooled and how they're designed and how they go together. Only the room items are different. Okay, so I'll stop talking and I'll leave you with the fantasy building video. We'll get straight down into it now. Let's just get straight into it. I've actually got no idea what I'm going to do. So the first thing you want to do before you get your clips or anything else is actually just plan out what you want to do. And if you've got an idea of your scenario in your head, you really can say, well, actually I want to finish with this big room and I want a nice little tight corridor and so on and so forth. And have an idea that you might just want a little bit of multi-level here, a little bit of multi-level there. So let's just grab these and oh God, I hope this is going to look good, but I'm gonna basically just pop some bits together. So I'm thinking might want a bit of a corridor. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, might have a bit of a corridor. You're always going to want your doors kind of to be sort of available down here. So I might put a couple of doors in here. Now at the moment, I'm using the standard walls. Okay, which is a wall with a standard ramp on each side. I've also got some with these little ramps here, which are kind of that help you kind of join up here. Okay, when you're coming off of a ramp, because you can't basically take one of these and join it up. Okay, and you get plenty of ramps. And in fact, just to show you, I've got from the sci-fi set here, I've actually got a ramp sheet. Okay. And on the ramp sheet you get various different types of ramps, and these are really, really cool. So if I just show you some of these, okay, as you can see, you've got all these different ramps. You've got these double ramps here, which are really cool for when you go around corners. So when you put a wall together, it allows the ramps to continue round a corner, and all sorts of little extra spare ramps. You get 17 ramps on one of these ramp sheets, and on the Kickstarter we managed to fit in these additional doors as well, which is really, really cool. And that'll be the same for the fantasy range. So you do get all the walls you need, all the ramps, sorry, that you need for these walls as part of your set. But in addition, we give you 34 of these extra ramps as well, and these are specialist ramps for going around corners and stuff. But we'll talk about that as we actually go along the set. So let's have a look then. I'm gonna create this little corridor. Not gonna have the door too close because I want them to at least have to fight their way down a corridor. And the first thing I'm gonna do is, before I start setting this up, I'm gonna think, oh, hang on a minute. If I'm gonna build this way, is it gonna work? So I'm a couple out here. So my corridor is obviously going to shift across here a little bit, so it lines up nicely, and we're going to do that. And I want just a full double square down here, which is really cool. So let's have a look. How will we do this? I'm just going to start messing about here. So I'm using these little cut-off ramps here. The trick really is to make sure that every room that you plan and put together has got a door in it. Okay, you're going to need to, or you're going to want to be able to get into that room. So here, if I do this, there's no doors. I'm not going to be able to get into this room. So I'm going to need to put a door either here, like so. And if that's too near the edge, swing it round, and it drops it in. And the doors are designed to line up with the tiles. Okay, we actually changed this just prior to the last Kickstarter. Or if you want a door to actually, sometimes you won't want this here because something's going on, you want a door right here, then all you do is you grab one of your doors and you remove these little ramps on here and you replace it with these ones which turn it into one of these kind of walls, and you can actually have a door go bang up against there like that. Okay, so it's entirely up to you which way you want to do it. Whoops. Okay, so I'm just going to plan out my scenario. Right, let's see what we can do here. I think I might want to go around a corner here, possibly. So we can certainly do that. Now this corner wasn't set up right. I wanted to go around the corner this way, so I just took the ramp up, turned it over, and spun it round. Okay, but of course if I'm going around the corner this way, I'm also going to need to be able to have another corner ramp over here. So I'm going to take a wall and I'm going to pop off the standard ramp that's on it, and I'm going to go over here and grab one of my corner ramps, which is part of the 34 additional ramps that you get, and I'm going to slot that on there. Actually it needs to go that way. Okay, so like that. Okay, and because I've got a full ordinary ramp on here, one of these ramps needs to change. Okay, and I need to pop onto it one of these ramps. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on there, and now that joins there. So you can see I've got this nice little corner, and now I can go around a corner. Okay, and I'm gonna start building this down here. What's interesting here though is that if I decided then that I want a wall coming, I've got this lovely corner. If I decided then I wanted a wall coming off of this here, then I'd have to get another ramp wall and put it on there. Now if I'm going to do that, there's no point having the corner, because I might as well have just built my walls all the way across and then just put a ramp wall up, next to it. Okay, I am going to have the corner though, but I'm not going to waste my ramps and put one up here. This will just be a larger area, like a little T-junction area, somewhere to have fun in. Okay, so we've got that. Now I have got absolutely loads of multi-level walls built up, and I'll come to that in a moment. But I've actually got too many, because the last build I did was some very, very small multi-level tower type things. So I'm actually going to convert some of these down into a normal wall. Now this is set up as a multi-level wall at the moment, if I grab one of these, which means that instead of using the normal clips for your walls, which look like this, okay, it means that you're actually going to be, this one's actually got these multi-clips on it, which are these clips here. Okay, and what it means is, instead of having a ramp on both sides of your wall, which is perfect for lower levels, if you're building gantries on top, and we'll come to that, it hasn't got a ramp here, so we don't have the clip sticking out. It's got these little fascias which sit on here, and if we pop those out there, you can see a fascia. Pop that to one side, and another little fascia. Just pop that to one side as well. Okay, and you'll see that you pop this ramp off. Here's the little clips, you take those out, and all we're going to do is we're going to stick in our normal wall clips, like so. Okay, so we've got the clip on both sides, and now I can simply just pop my ramps in, one like that, and one like that. Whoops. And now I've got a completely ordinary wall. And normally with these, you just put it down, make sure it's pushed down, and make sure it's not leaning, and that's ready to go. So, and actually put that one down there. I'm going to grab a normal, oh, that one's got a ramp on it, different ramp, stick that on there. So far I've got a couple of big rooms, got this nice little corridor, a couple of smaller rooms, and a sort of a bigger area here, maybe a large battle area. Just grab one of those. Okay, this is kind of nice, lots of space, because remember this is going to be filled, ram-packed with lots of furniture items and all sorts of different things on the walls. Okay, so we can have fun with that in a bit. There's a nice simple little layout, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh, needs maybe a little room that we can have a bit of fun in. some kind of objective place. Let's we could put a door here, and then put a door here like that, and now we've got one room going into two on there. Could do that, might leave that like that, might not really too sure yet. Okay, so there's lots of different things that we can do to break this up, and I reckon, you know, maybe what we'd really want to do is have a bit of fun over here. Let's put a door and a wall there. That breaks it up a bit. Yeah, like that. That's a nice little set. And I've still got some walls left over. I might then mess about with that. Okay, so once you've got to this area, this is where you're going to be. The next thing you want to do is actually start just clipping it together. We haven't clipped it together yet. There's no point, because you'll be taking it apart and putting it back together. We don't want to do that. We want to keep it nice and simple and start clipping it together. So anywhere where you've got a T-junction, you're going to need a T-clip. Anywhere that you've just got a straight, you're going to want a straight clip. Okay, and you'll have loads of those too. And then anywhere that you're going to have a corner, and I've only got one, you'll need a corner clip. Okay, if you do have a cross junction, it doesn't happen very often. Okay, so let's imagine I put a little room in here. I haven't got this, let's just say I did it like that. Okay, I've used two door walls, but that's right. If I wanted another little kind of room in there, then I've got a T-junction here, and that's when you'll use the T-clips. You hardly ever use the T-clips, so you won't have many of those particular clips. Okay, so popping those back out of the way, because I wanted it like that. All I'm going to do now is I'm very simply just going to clip the whole thing together. Also, you'll see that I've technically got two sections here. I've got this section here, and I've got this section here. So if I wanted to set all that and build all this up, and then maybe transport it somewhere, I could have this all built up a bit, this all built up a bit, and if I got one of these really sort of useful big plastic boxes, I could actually just pick up the whole thing, drop it in there, roll the game mat up, and away you go, kind of thing. And then do the same with this. This is how we transport to shows. I'm actually going to show you now how to put a little door across here, so I'm going to make an adjustment to my setup, but that's a really cool way of transporting it. And even though I'm going to put a little door in here, it doesn't matter, because you can still just separate that one door and transport it separately. Okay, so let's grab a doorway, and I think what would be really cool is if I grab this. Okay, so let's grab a wall. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there we go. Here's a wall, a door wall, and I'm just popping the clips off of here, because what I'm going to need clips on both sides for that to drop in there. So I'm going to go to my set of clips. I've got some there, and I've got some more kicking around in here. You should always have enough of these to mess about with. Okay, so I'm going to put those on here. Whoops. This is very hard to do this in mid-air. I can tell you that straight away. But I'm managing. When you first get this set as well, pushing these clips in, it might be quite tight. Don't worry about that. It will loosen over time, okay, as the card gets a natural indentation, and then it's a lot easier. Okay, so now what I've got a doorway with which allows me to put it bang up against the wall. Now here's the thing, I've already clipped this together, so really what I need a T-clip over here now, and I need a cross clip on this one. Or I can, because there's a little bit of the clip sticking out anyway, it does actually just fit quite snugly and almost sort of clips together on this anyway. But you know what, let's do it properly. So I'm going to pop this out, and you're always going to make adjustments on this. I'm going to whack that in there. And then I'm going to pop this out of here and remove that T-clip. That'll come in useful later on, and pop it in there. Whoops. Okay, now I've got the clips inside. Not sure how clear it is on the camera. I can pop this together, bang. And now what I've got the whole thing as this kind of movable spider, okay? And there you go. And if you want a single level, quick game setup, obviously I've done a lot of talking, you can do that a lot quicker than that, is you then grab all your furniture, put it all in, bang, you're ready to go. Really quick and simple, easy game. It also means that if you've got a few of these sets, you can actually start off with a setup like this, set your dungeon, explorers, your heroes, whatever, straight into here. And when they get to a certain part, you can stick another game mat down and you can actually build it based on the scenario. If you want this huge campaign and slowly move it up the table, of course, you can then drag the whole thing down and move it around again and off you go. Okay, so straight away, you've got this kind of setup. Let's, before we go multi-level as well, it's interesting to think about what you're going to do in these rooms. So is this going to be the sort of infirmary? Is this is maybe going to be the library? Because before you build up, you're going to want to put in some bits and pieces. So I can put in a bookcase there, and I think, you know what, I probably want, this is the library, so I'm going to stick another bookcase in here. So let's put one kind of like that. Connect that on there. I won't put any of this kind of scatter the books and stuff in yet, because if I change my mind, I've got to pick all those little bits out of there. That's the last minute scenario thing, you just scatter the books in there. Okay, so you know, I might want to start doing that, especially the struts. Okay, I've got a load of struts here. Okay, so down my corridor I want a load of struts, and they're harder to put in once you've built your walls up, so I'm going to put the struts in. We've got that, and you've got to think, right, okay, what am I going to do? Anything else I want to strap to the walls? No, that should be it. That's the cool part. Right, so now I'm going to be thinking, and if I fill that with furniture now, that is a great game, okay? But I don't want to. I think I'm going to think, right, I want some multi-level aspects here. Oh, do I want a bridge coming across here? Maybe I could multi-level this area and this area and have a little bridge go across. I don't know if it's going to work, but I can certainly have a try. Or I might just want a bridge coming across here, connecting this multi-level and that multi-level. Can I do that? Let's have a look. That one would certainly work. You've got, what we've done on the fantasy ranges, you've got, I could have like this. This would kind of make your walkway up the top here. Or some of them you can spin over and then have the wooden bridge, okay? And we've done it on some of the small ones as well, okay? So you've got this kind of stony bit with a crack in the stone there, which turns over to, you know, this older sort of looking bridge part, as it were. But yeah, that's going to fit across there. That might be a great game point. So maybe I'm going to have that in mind. I'm going to build up this corner here, and I'm going to build up this corner here first, and see what I've got left over for over here. So here we go. I'm going to want to have some walkways on here, so we can have some people shooting down and all sorts of fun. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to figure out what my walkways are. So I'm grabbing my walkways, and here I've got an 8 long walkway. Okay, I've got these little L shapes. I've also got some six walkways and bridges, and I've got some 4s, and I've also got some 2s. And sometimes I'll do a little build and I'll run out, and I think, oh, if I just, instead of doing 2 of them, I should have used a long one. I can swap it around a little bit. It can be a bit of a pain if you've got to take something off, but it's fine. Okay, so by doing this here, I can see that what would probably be pretty cool is I can just get away with an 8 here, okay, and then I'm going to want a 4 here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build that up. When you do your ramps, now that I know where I want to go with them, you need to then use these straight clips and just clip the things together. Okay, do this before you try to attach them onto your walls, okay, because the ramps need to go together as such, and then you put the clips on the walls and drop them down, okay, or vice versa. So I'm gonna clip on here. Now these clips always go onto the center of your walls, not these little clips here. These ones are for bookcases and, you know, struts, clone chambers if you're on the sci-fi. So first of all, line it up. Just put one in there. I'm going to need to line it up, and there's one above the door here. Okay, line it up again, and I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to keep lining this up. And you know what? The mistake I always make with this is that I'll get to where there's going to be a door across a bridge. Where's my bridge? So if I'm going to put a bridge here, okay, which means that I'll probably have a door on another level kicking around about here. What happens is I've used this T-clip here to connect it down to put my walls on, because your walls are going to go on here. But because the door's going to be here, I've now got this T-clip. I don't want that like that, assuming I'm going to put the bridge here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that out and I'm going to remove it with, I'm either going to remove it and pop on one of these, okay, these little L clips, if I just want them to be able to be like a, you know, nothing there, just a straight door out into an abyss where they can jump into. Or I'm going to want to turn the clip over so that it actually clips onto the bridge, and we'll clip the bridge on afterwards. So that T-clip goes here, and instead of up, it's going this way. That means it doesn't interfere with my door, and of course I've now got something to clip my bridge onto, which makes the bridge extremely strong and stay in place. Okay, so here we go. That's all lined up, and I'm just resting it on top of each of those holes, and I'm going to very carefully, okay, and I've got to think now, am I going to put a bridge across here to this room? I don't know, you know. I might want to do that, and I'm not sure if I can. I'm not sure if I've got enough walls to make it happen, but I might be able to. Okay, so what do I do? Let me take this off. I'm going to try it. Just spin that clip round. Okay, and I'm thinking, yeah, I can maybe have a little bridge going across here. Couldn't I? That would be really, really cool. And then that would kind of fit over to here. If I haven't got it, I can at least make the walkways for it. So I'm going to go for that. Ooh, exciting. Right, okay. Do you know what really kills me? When I've done this, I'm not going to be able to play a game on it. I haven't got the time. So, obviously, there we go. Right, there we go. That's on. There, that is it. Job done. And then I can put the railings, the balustrades, or the these bits on here, or if it's rope bridge types, I can put these on. But I'm not going to do it yet. First of all, I'm going to build up the walls on that section. Okay, so. Like I say, I've already got some of these converted using these clips here, the walls, and I'm going to start putting these on. The reason I've got these walls converted is because there is nothing on the other side of here. So when I pop this wall in here, and I'm not going to push it down because I need to build the walls first, you can see you get this sheer mass. Otherwise, what happens if you don't convert your wall and you put one of these on, you get, I can't see what I'm doing, number one. Two, you get this ramp sticking out, and it kind of gets in the way of your hand, and it looks odd and it looks wrong. Okay, so we can't have that, hence these wall converters, because we want a nice sheer wall. When you go around a corner, you're still going to need your corner ramps so that these move in this way. Okay, sorry, your ramps that butt up against the wall. But on the other side, because we've got no ramps now, you actually just end up with this nice little neat bit here. Okay, so you're going to need that like that. You're going to need one of these here. You're going to need one of those here. And we already decided, and I'll put it down somewhere, that we're going to stick a door on there as well. It's right down here. Okay, so we're going to put the door on, which has got one side converted. Okay, and that's going to go on here. Now, what you can't see here, and I'm going to show you, is that when you now turn this round, there's this triangular gap here, because there are no little converters that can fit in here, because there's no clip, there's no slot to put a clip in, because the clip is on here. Now, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really notice. We did this on the sci-fi for all of the photos, and nobody ever noticed. And they're right in plain sight. However, whilst developing the sci-fi, I've included a slightly longer fascia that you can actually clip onto here, onto this wall here, and it covers this up. So I'm going to show you that very quickly. And in fact, I've got one here already. As you can see, it's a fascia, but it's a bit long, it hangs over. So when you actually clip your walls together, it actually covers that gap. Okay, that's why you guys on the sci-fi, these fascias, you've got this, one of your fascias is long, because it doesn't happen very often. Okay, if you don't like them, you cut them down because it's cardboard. All right, so you've got that, and we've got that, and that is there. I now need to clip those walls together. Okay, I've got one corner clip here to go at the top. Oh, I'm gonna put a bridge across here, aren't I? So I need to get rid of that, and I need another door. This one here, which works fine, but that also means sneeze coming. Oh no, sneeze. Right, okay. So no, that means I need another one of these long thingy bits, the little fascias, in order to get me across here. So I've got to find one. So let me just delve into my box of goodies, and you watch, I won't have one now. I might not have prototyped one. I might have only prototyped just the one to make sure it was all working. And if that's the case, where's that sneeze coming from? Hang on, have we got one on here? Have a good old look through. I'm sure I'll find one in a minute when I don't want one, when I don't need it. Okay, there will be one that needs to go on here, but I can't seem to see it at the moment. It's probably in another box, so I'm going to ignore it for now. But I did at least remember the door. The door absolutely needs to go on there, because I'm going to have a bridge coming across here. So let's just clip this wall together. And like so. Oops, ramp's coming off. There we go. Okay, so, oh dear, I've got runny nose now. I really don't want to get runny nose on my set, because it's not as strong as the finished. Okay, so here we go. What we've got the this wall all kind of clipped together and ready to go. Now I have to think, is there anything else I need to do to that wall? Did I get my doors in the right place? Have I got the right clips on? Yes, I have. Very, very happy. So now I'm just going to bang, slot this straight down. So I just line it up, and hey presto. That goes onto there. Okay, so now we've got this nice little kind of multi-level aspect of the set here, and we built this little section up. All I want to do now is decide what is in that room, what gantries, balustrades or sci-fi set railings, what you want to go through here. So I just think to myself, well, I'm probably going to want some stairs going up into here. So we can look and think, well, there'll be some stairs there. Grab myself some pieces here and make sure that it's in the right place. Yeah, so the stairs will probably go on there. So I want to leave a gap there, and just lay your railings or your balustrades or whatever they're called. I really struggle with the pronunciation. And just lay them round and think, well, okay, so I'm going to want like that and like that. Whoops. And then you're going to want a little fiddly one at the end. Now, if you've got some of these left over as well, you can really start to block off these end pieces as well. It just looks amazing. But we'll see what we've got first of all. What you're going to do, if you're happy now, is you're going to clip these railings in. Now, when you clip these in, okay, you just need a clip in the middle, and then it clips directly onto here. Depending on what you're doing with stairs, you might sometimes go to clip it in, and your clip in the middle doesn't line up with anything you can slot it into, especially if you've got two ramps meeting each other. If that's the case, the great thing is you can pop it out, you can pop that clip out and just clip it on there instead. And if you've got, depending on your build, Once you put a clip in the middle on everything, it'll look fine, it'll play fine. If you've then got some left over and you want it a bit stronger, then you can of course just put a couple of clips in, and that makes the whole thing just that little bit sturdier. It's not needed, but when you do that, I mean, at shows, we do this at shows because of it's just easier for, you know, the whole thing's a little bit stronger for moving about. Okay, so I've got all of these on now, and I've also got room for my stairs as well. So they kind of squash in a little bit. There you go, like that. Okay, and now we've got this lovely little bit. We can walk across the bridge, which is going to be across here in a minute. And there's going to be another bridge coming across here. So this is a nice little setup, and you will end up with, you know, this could be in, you know, down into the tomb room or something like that. You might want to get that treasure and do whatever it is you're going to do. Absolutely brilliant. Maybe it's a library you go down into. That would be really cool. So that's kind of, that's how you do it. That's how you set it up, as it were. In the corners, you need to jiggle it around a little bit, okay, because I've made it nice and tight so it fits with minimal gaps. That's the same for the fantasy and for the sci-fi set. Okay, so there we go. We've got one section. What I want to do now is I want to build this section up here. Okay, I want to build this section up here and actually put the bridge across. So I'm going to do exactly the same again. Okay, I'm just going to map this out and do exactly the same again. So I'll do that quick. You don't always have to use a T in the corner here. Okay, you can simply just use like this and like this. Okay, and if you run out, you can always lift off a wall section, change the gantries. I wouldn't normally clip these railings on until I finish the whole thing, but I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so let's pop a couple of these on. Okay, that's those down. I've made sure my clip lines up here as well. So I'm going to need a door here, and I'm going to need to do this as well. So I've got my clip here. I'm going to place my fascia across this wall door here, hold the two in at the same time, and then I'm just going to place my clip on straight onto that. Now when you do your adjustments, the clip is one area where you want to make sure that fits just right. So if you need your blade to do that, when you first ever get this out of the box, then do that, and then you can protect it, edge it with the glue edge gluing technique round here, and it really does turn this bit into plastic. This one's not been done, it's perfectly fine, but you might want to do that first of all, as it were. Okay, job done. That's a converted door, as it were. A nice little room this side as well. Okay, and I'm gonna pop the bridge in. So the bridge is going to go right across here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the different sort of the bridge style kind of ropes on the side of here, and I'm going to put these on here. And now I've got this bridge on here, and this is really, I can't stress enough just how strong this bridge is. You've seen the you know, how strong is it kind of videos, and this is the longest one. Okay, if you change it to this bridge, it gets incredibly strong, and if you use these ones, it just gets silly. So that's fine. Strong enough for you know, the miniatures that you can put on it by far. Okay, so I've got a bridge across there. So now I'm thinking, well, what have I got left? Because I've already built up here and here. I want this bridge to go across here. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 walls and a couple of doors left. Okay, so I know that I'm going to use a door up here, I can build up this section as well, which is going to be really cool. So if I can build up this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to have 3 walls left over, including a door. Okay, and with that, I can maybe just put a tiny little bit of an extra level on here, and actually have 3 levels on here to wind our way up to. Or I could just get rid of all of that and just build up all of this an entire level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or I could just make all of that 3 levels. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to build this out because I've made a space for the bridge. So I'm going to grab my ramps. And of course, chances are you'll end up with another one with stretch goals anyway. I'm now down to my last one of these. So I've got to decide what I'm going to do. I'm probably, if I did build up these 2 levels, I could have another bridge, you know, one of these sort of taller stone type bridges coming across here. I mean, how awesome is that, right? Okay, but I'm not. I'm going to stick with my original plan. Otherwise, you guys are going to get bored and you're all going to walk away. So I'm going to put something on here. Where are we? I've dropped me. There it is. They're invisible. Okay. The other good thing about these, if you've got these things left over, you can put them in your rooms. I've actually used a double door here, and you can make like these, almost like these pathways, and they just add a real kind of texture to the game mat as well. So the base area, which is really cool. Anyway, now I'm looking here and I'm thinking, ooh, I need to move that strut because it's going to be in the way. I've actually put it in the wrong slot anyway. There you go. So that's fine. That's fine. Those bookcases are not getting in the way. Probably difficult to see those bookcases, so you might think, well, hang on a minute, I'm not really going to see them very well. Let's move the bookcases. So let's put one over there. Okay, and we can now stick one on the other side of here as well. Okay. Now remember, if you were going to build out the other side of this as well, I think I've already said it, but if you're going to build out the other side and you was going to actually have, you could have this here like this, with your, you know, connected on here, and you could have this double walkway. That's also cool. You can still keep it so it's sheer here, and what that does, it gives you a lot more room on the actual walkway itself. Okay, or you can of course do it with a normal bridge, and it doesn't look wrong anymore because you actually got your gantry on the other side. You don't do it very often, but if you do, you need a cross clip. Okay, and it sits in there. You've got a gantry, lower wall, upper wall. Okay, or you could do a T-clip where it could be gantry, lower wall, and just a big space. All right, that's entirely up to you. Just thought I'd mention it, as it were. Let's have a look. So let's. Okay, happy now. I'm happy. I'm very happy now. I'm going to put these on here. Okay, and see, there's no clip here, which means this wall is going to be, if you like, a bit looser, but that's fine because it's going to be part of this overall structure, and it's going to be clipped to the other walls. It doesn't matter, and as you can see, this is pretty strong, you know, so this is all good. Don't do that with your set, by the way, because, you know, I don't want you to damage it. Right, okay, so I'm going to need my walls. I did count these out. God, I hope I got enough. Hang on a minute, how do you get down here? Do I want to get down here? Do I want this to be a dead end? I just don't know, to be honest. So I'm going to build this up as a dead end because I haven't got any dead ends yet. And this is another thing. Your adventurers come up here, they run across the bridge, which isn't there at the moment, and maybe it'll get destroyed. You can take that out. And then they run around here only to find there's no way to get down. Who knows? Maybe they've got wings, they can kind of fly down. You know, so but that's great. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to build this bridge up. Now this is looking, I don't even need these other walls, you know, because this is looking really, really cool. I've got this lovely room over here. I've got this brilliant little kind of area down here. And I've got this sheer wall here, which looks really cool. Now, you know what I can do? I could, if I wanted to, just take another one of these and stick it on there. I've got a sheer wall on the other side. Pop a little gantry on there and just clip it in. Just have this little space with some stairs up to it, and who knows, a chest. I could do all of that kind of stuff with the leftover walls that I've got. Okay, so that's really, really cool. I haven't got enough. Well, I have. I could build this up another level now. Holy schmoly. And do something like that with another set of gantries, and then just put like a balustrade on here. I'm going to do it because I know I can, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to quickly do that for you. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we've got that, we've got this, just clip that back in there, make sure it's nice and tight, lovely, move the whole thing. And this hut, look at this. See this? This is pretty darn solid now, okay? So this is the kind of setup we want. Now what we've got is, hopefully that shows you how to set that up. And if I now start chucking room items in here, that is a brilliant, absolutely brilliant setup. Okay, now what you've got left over, you've got some of these, but you haven't got enough. So I could put some more up there or along here, but you haven't got enough walls, okay, to furnish that out. Now, if you buy the wall add-on, great, you can actually just keep building and building. If you've got two sets and you're only setting up one, well, you could just go stupid with this, absolutely stupid. But let's just assume you've got a stronghold and you've not got any additional walls. Then this is the creative bit where you just start to say, okay, well, what can I do with this? I've got stuff left over. And this is where you can take these and you can take your leftover railings on the sci-fi set or the balustrades here, and you can basically, you can make another level without walls, and you can just make these like little areas where the guys can just shoot down from, little defensive positions. You've got these tiny little bits here. You know, all the different sort of stuff you can do. You can grab these stairs here, and instead of having those stairs directly there, you can add a little platform, put some railings either side, and have the stairs coming down. That looks really cool. Okay, so I'm going to look at this set and think, what can I do with this set? And I just think, well, we've got all this multi-level over here. I could put something at the top of here, which is crazy. And I mean, how do you defend against those people? Maybe you can't get to those people in the game, and that's always one area you're going to be shot at when you're in this room here. Who knows? Or I could look at here and go, hang on a minute. If I put some stuff along here, I can balustrade this up, put some stairs down. Why don't we try that? Have I got enough? I don't know. Now I'm starting to get a bit creative here because I'm running out of stuff. Okay, so who knows? I could do another one. I could do something up here. I've still got enough to do something up here. I could have put this up here and had a bridge going across here and had this double bridge thing. That would have been cool, but I didn't think of it. And yeah, there's so much that you can do with this set. And I've used some of the struts. I've not used any of these smaller kind of struts. So what you want to do, you want to start going around the top part of all your walls, and this is just adding the immersion of the game here, because these just look really, really cool. It adds the three-dimensional feel to your walls. That goes on there like that, adds a little bit of height to that wall, and this room then becomes more enclosed, is more atmospheric. Okay, yes, I realise I'm getting a bit excited. Okay, so yeah, straight away you've got this kind of setup. I've got my counters from my tombs, so I can hide those in the relevant ones to see what it is that you're going to find. What have I got left over? I've got loads of ramps left over. You'll always have a load of ramps. I've got a few of these, and I've got plenty of, well, I've got some of these here, so I can start plugging up the ends if I want to. Certainly on these bridge areas here, I could start plugging up those ends, do it that way. That would be really, really cool. I'll just give you one example of that. I can plug that end of here, like so. Job done. Okay, that looks really, really cool. You've got this, it's all set up, it's ready to go, and there is still probably some really good fun messing about you can do. Okay guys, that should have really given you an idea of what's involved when you're building up a set. Remember, every time you do set up and you game, you can do this in a different way. I've never worked to a plan, as I've said before, so it really is good fun as far as flexibility of your set is concerned. That's it. I'll leave you to enjoy your goodies. Over and out for now.